Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, and thank you so much for being here this evening. I hope you are all well. And for those of you who are in the United States, I hope you all enjoyed a long Memorial weekend, giving our thanks to all of those who have served and are still serving our country. We thank you for your service. So, for the rest of us, I hope that you all got a little bit of time with family, time to rest and reset. And again, thank those who have served us so very well. So, I know that I had a fantastic weekend. I took a few extra days off and it felt fantastic. It was exactly what I needed to reconnect and rejuvenate. And so, here we are, another Thursday. So, there's just been a lot going on in the cosmos. We've had these solar flares. We've had going across the United States. We've had the northern lights in places that people don't normally see the northern lights, especially here in the Pacific Northwest. We've had the eclipse, and I can't remember what there was something else at the beginning of the year that we had. So it's been kind of a wild and a crazy year. And sometimes you just need to slow down and take a break. And sometimes we need to call out for a little bit of help from our guides, our loved ones, creator, all that is, whoever it is that you seek for help and guidance when you're needing it. And it's interesting as a human, we all want to, well, a lot of us, I wouldn't say everybody, but a lot of us want to be able to control the situations that we're in, right? We think that we can do it all on our own. And most of the time we can. But there are some times that we need a little extra help, a little extra guidance. And I actually found I've been finding myself in that situation quite a bit over the last few weeks. And I wanted to share some amazing happenings and stories that will remind you that when you need to call out for help, because this is what we need sometimes is just a little bit of guidance and a little bit of help ourselves. And so the other day, I found myself in a situation, a work situation. Things were behind schedule and we were coming up with all sorts of problems. It didn't look like things were going to work out as planned or timing wise. And we were all scratching our heads trying to figure out, well, what can we do to get us on schedule again and get our client and our customer happy and in a good situation. And so I reached out and I said a little prayer. I called out to my dad and my divine counsel, and I said, I am needing some guidance on this. This is what I need. I need to have it happen um, and finish up by the end of the week so that other things can happen right behind it. And I said, please help me figure this out. And at that point, a lot of us would try to still like work it. Of course, you still have to work with it. You still have to, be in the middle of it to show the universe that, hey, I am actively participating. But at some point, you have to be able to trust and let them take over the wheel, let them take the helm and say, I trust that you're going to go help me figure this out. And that is exactly what they did. By the next morning, our team had a solution. We were moving forward. And I am happy to say we finished a day ahead of time. So it was one of those situations where I was so busy. I was like, okay, well, we're working these things, we're waiting to hear back from different people. I've sent my angels and my guides and my divine team to help out. And I kind of let go of the wheel. I really did. And for me, as a perfectionist and someone who wants very orderly type of things to happen, I had to just relinquish that control. And it worked beautifully. It was amazing. And when you have things that way that show up in your life, even though I try to do this and I work with this all the time, it still amazes me. The process is just amazing when you really call for that prayer and you say, this is really what I need. The prayers come through, and it makes you realize once again that there is so much and there are so many things that are bigger than us, that somebody out there has such a bigger vision than what we could ever imagine as humans going through a human experience. And so, if you can keep that in mind when you're going through situations that might be hard, or you're finding you're going through a rough time, right? Send out your prayers, ask for help from the guidance of your loved ones and the creator of all that is. You will be amazed at what will transpire. And when you do that, you actually vibrate at a higher level. You're able to flow with the universe because you feel like you have the backing, you feel like you have the support. And it's so much easier to live in this life when you feel like you have that support. So I encourage you to try this and to trust and to work it out. There's all kinds of signs too, that if it doesn't show up right away, like it did for me, they're working on it. And you have to look for the signs, whether that be in numbers, whether that be verses in songs, a feather, a penny, right? Whatever that looks like for you. My friend the other day, um, it was a hummingbird that showed up, right? So whatever that is, look for those signs. Look for the signs of confirmation that the universe is saying, I hear you and I am working for you to get this done, to help alleviate some of the pressure, some of the angst, and keep you in the flow of the universe. So try that out. Work with it. Work with your guides, your angels, creator, all that is, because it really is a magnificent partnership when you do that. All right. Perfect. We are going to go to the phone lines and take some callers. We've got Katie in White River Junction, Vermont. Good evening, Katie, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, I'm happy to have you here.
Oh, thanks.
What can I do for you this evening?
Um, I was just curious, like, if I'm missing anything or, uh, yeah, I feel like I'm missing something. Like,
Okay.
there's a message that maybe I'm not getting.
Okay. I mean, is there something in particular in your life that you feel like you're missing, missing that point or missing that message?
Kind of all of it. Like, I'm in a lot of change and just a lot of change and endings and a lot of transition.
Okay. Okay. Katie, let me check in here really quickly, and then there'll just be a little moment of silence as I do that, and I'll be right back with you. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Katie. So what they are bringing forth to me is they're bringing me. It's like you looking up at the sky, at the constellations, um, looking um, at what's possible in your life. It's like they're bringing in this constellation. They're showing me like the Big Dipper, and
I have it on my chest, like literally
oh,
in moles on my chest. And if and at night as I sit down, it is above me. It is
okay,
so weird. Yeah.
okay, okay. um, okay. So hold on just a minute. Let me see where they're taking me with this. So one of the things that they said to me is that you're looking for confirmation, and you're finding that through the stars. You're finding that through. Are you working in astrology at all? I mean, obviously you have a constellation on your chest as a tattoo, but or um, as moles. But are you looking
I've
into astrology or anything like that?
yes, literally
Okay,
today.
okay. Is it they're saying I keep hearing you're going to find your answers in the constellations. Um,
Okay.
you're on the right you're on the right path, right? All of these things that they are doing, they're bringing up for you is confirmation for you, right? So it's not that you're missing anything. You're right on target and right on path. It's just that there is a lot of for you in your moment, there is a lot of shakeup and upheaval. And it has to
Mhm.
happen in order for some of these other things to come your way and to come through for you. So um they're saying be patient. Don't feel like because something isn't happening that you can see of, it's happening in the background. Okay. Um,
And I do feel it. It's just so hard when I'm the only provider for other people, and that's where I struggle. It's like I know I'm abundant. I feel it. I've seen it my whole life. It's just there's some it's like a very deep ingrained fear, I think, that is
mhm.
just hanging on.
Yeah, um what they're showing me is almost like there was a past life uh for you where there were money issues. Either you had lots of it and it was taken away suddenly. And so it's left like these imprints or these scars, what I would say, um, that need to be brought up and have some healing around that. Um, so there are I don't know why they're showing me like a shaman. Um, if you know of a shaman, um, that there's some past life things that could help. There's also theta healing. There's theta healers out there that can help pull out some of those past life experiences and heal those for you so that you can move forward. But they say really it's um, that you need to keep moving forward. That all these things are going to clear out for you so that it will give you a clearer path in order for you to move forward, really.
Perfect. That's kind of
Yeah.
what I was thinking. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. There's huge and I'm sure you know this, but you probably feel it in your soul, but there's some big things for you around astrology. They are encouraging you to look into that a little bit more if you haven't already.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Okay.
kind of a dive. I okay. Yeah, I will go deeper.
Yeah. So, what they're also showing me is that once you dive a little bit deeper into the astrology, into your own chart, that you will see, you will kind of see these patterns, and you go, "Oh, okay, that's why I'm here," right? But then you could also see what's going to be coming towards you, and so it'll help you navigate a little bit more. Okay,
Okay.
so they're also showing me that as you dive deeper into astrology, this is something that you can do on the side to start bringing in a little bit more income for yourself, and it will feed your soul.
Okay.
Okay, so if you haven't thought about something like that, you might sit with that idea and see how you feel about it.
Okay.
I'm also seeing that there could be a teaching component with astrology as well, right? So as you dive deeper into it, then you can teach other people about it, that you can um, help those who are looking, what they're saying, looking to the stars. You can help
Mm,
them understand it too, because you've got a passion for it. Um,
yeah.
and that's what's going to draw people to you is that passion and that vitality.
Okay.
Is there anything else that
Love it.
you had a question about that maybe we haven't touched on yet?
Um, maybe just I'm also kind of thinking of a store, like healing centers type store, and I'm now thinking maybe that astrology can kind of be built into that, maybe.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that first part of it? It was kind of cutting out a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I was also wanting to open a store, like a metaphysical store slash like
Oh,
healing center.
like a healing center.
It,
Okay.
yeah.
They're saying that that could be a very good possibility for you as well. But to start out slow. Like I'm seeing you sell things online first, right? To get your feet wet, to test it out, to see if this is something that you really want to do. Um, they're saying that if this is something that you want to do, all you have to do is put it in motion and it will happen. However, they're showing me that there's a little bit of conflict within you, that you're not 100% on board with this. You're not 100% sure this is what you want to do. So they say if you're going to do this and be successful at it, you have to be 100% in. Your heart has to be right there with it. And so there needs to be some decisions made on your end.
Okay. That makes sense because part of me does, uh, part of me wants it a lot, but then there is that part of me that doesn't want to be tied down to one spot.
Exactly. And it does involve a lot of dedication. And so that's what they're showing me. Is so if you were to look at something um, such as astrology, right? This is something that you can do out of your home. You can do online. You can even rent a little space, like a little one room space, and invite people over and do, chart readings for them, right? And it will bring that
Mm,
metaphysical business in for you without having like the massive inventory and the expense of a store, right? Um,
yep, that's a good point.
yeah, because they're saying right now, having something like that might be a little too overwhelming right now, and so you might want to take little chunks, little pieces with it, and go forward with that. But the biggest thing is you've got to make a decision in your heart because if your heart's not in it, it's not going to work for you.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Oh my goodness, that's such a big help.
You are so welcome. Is there anything else I can help with tonight?
I think that is all I was thinking.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Well, thank
Perfect.
you. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Have a wonderful evening and best of luck.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next, we have Jessica in Colorado. Good evening, Jessica, and welcome to your time to shine.
Hi, thank you.
How are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. What can I do for you?
I'm not really even sure. um, just yeah, a general reading if you can. I don't have a specific question.
Okay.
I have too many questions, I think.
You have too many questions. Okay, well,
Yeah,
would you like
there's
to
just too
start
much
with one
going
of
on.
your would you like to start with one of your many questions?
um, my career. I've
Okay.
been tossing back and forth whether I should start over with something new.
Okay. All right. Let me take a look into this. There'll just be a little moment of silence as I do this, and then I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Jessica, so um, one of the things that I was getting is I was getting this interference, like I was hearing interference, and that you need to kind of hold on this for just a moment, um, and and just kind of take pause. Um, there's a lot going into this decision, and I'm being told it's not one to be taken lightly. So, are you looking at completely jumping into something different that you're not doing right now, like a completely different career or pathway?
I hadn't really decided. I tend to do that every, like 10 years. And
Uh huh.
I feel like I'm stuck where I'm at in my career. And so I've just been considering it and I don't know what I would do.
Okay. Okay. Um, have you been practicing any type of spiritual practices or metaphysical things? I feel like you're opening up and you're awakening to something new, and that's kind of where you're feeling like this push, and maybe this feeling of every few years you got to do something different. It's because you're needing to do something on your spiritual path more than maybe your career path. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because I think that's a big piece of it right here. Um, it may not be your career um, that is causing the angst, and I think that's why they're telling you to hold for a short bit here as you kind of as you figure this out. Um, this, what they're showing me is like this restlessness is because they're kind of tapping you on the shoulder going, are you ready yet? Are you ready to do this? Um,
Right.
yes. Hold
That
on
makes
just a
so
moment.
much sense. That makes so much sense.
You have a lot of psychic abilities, and intuitiveness, and um, it's almost like you've let them in. It's like you've let spirit in and you're like, yeah, okay, maybe I'll dabble in this a little bit. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. No, maybe I don't want to do that. Unfortunately, when you turn the on button on, it doesn't go away. Okay. I'm just saying. They're gonna be like, oh, hello. Who is this? She's listening. And so they are very anxious for you to kind of open up your abilities a little bit more. That doesn't mean that you have to share it with the entire world. But what it does mean is you need to look at it from a standpoint of, are you ready to start working with spirit and working with your divine counsel, even if it's for yourself, for your own decisions in your own life? And I think that's where this edginess is kind of coming along. Are you getting awakened a lot in the night?
Yeah.
Uh
Yes.
huh. Yep. And that's why. Especially in
I
our,
mean, that makes
yeah, in the late night when we are in that deep sleep, then they can come to us, right? They can show us visions. It can be visitations. And they can tell us all kinds of things. So if you get woken up in the middle of the night, think about what it was that you were doing. What were you dreaming about? What was going on? But they also, they want you to start opening up. So
that does make a lot of sense. I've had a lot of those kinds of experiences that I haven't always been comfortable with.
yes,
So I tended to kind of push that away. And, now that you say that, like, I feel like my career is the one thing that I had control over.
exactly, exactly, yeah. Well, Jessica, we are coming down to the last few seconds of our show, but I highly recommend that you look into this a little bit more for yourself. And I want to thank you so much for calling in. I hope it's been helpful.
Bye.
Thank you. Well, that does it for me, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. If you would like to get in touch with me with a personal one on one reading, reach out to me at wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. Oh my goodness, it's time for me to go and say goodnight. Good night, everyone. We'll see you next week.